Rolling around at the speed of sound, got places to go. Follow me, I'm standing on the border of everything. Listen close, can you hear the spirits sing lost messages of long ago? Come with me, we'll travel through the trials and tragedy, rest and play. Can you hear the spirits shout the secrets in their melodies? Dream, explore the mysteries. Breathe, a new life is revealed to me. Once again, we'll start our story anew. Don't be afraid, I will be with you. I'm here, reaching far across these new frontiers. With my life, my faith is filled. In my hands, I hold the ones I love. Walk forward through the cold time. Always a new standing here, the way ahead's becoming clear. All across these new frontiers. In my hands, I hold the ones I love. Walk forward through the cold time. Always a new horizons.
Yo. Alright, I think my mic is good. So I'm gonna do things like a little differently today. So I still don't have a Smash like online Nintendo Switch online membership, so I can't play Smash right now. So I think I'm just gonna start out like watching some videos and then probably play some games, play some like different games in a few different categories, see like how that goes. Sonic Breeze. I go to my watch later. This does not look right. Like I definitely added more to my watch later like after this. Yeah, this does not look right. What is the unavailable videos are hidden? Okay. Ranking every Mario RPG worst to best. Which console has the most Sonic games? So a lot of these. So Sonic Colors Ultimate is a game I might play. Maybe I'll watch this video. I watched this already. So I was like adding a bunch of Donkey Kong Bonanza, like previews, videos to this, to my watch later on YouTube. But I don't know if I want to like spoil that game too much anymore. This is crazy. So the first game I'm thinking about playing today is Shadow Generations. Play like another playthrough. So I played through the game, but now I have the PS5 version. I played the Nintendo Switch version. So I'm thinking about just doing like a whole new playthrough of that. And there's also like DLC I never did, like Tokyo DLC. This is crazy though. Like I just saw this video. I didn't watch it. This guy made like an hour 41 minutes video about Shadow Generations. Maybe I start with that. But I was saying about Donkey Kong Bonanza. Like I'm really excited for Donkey Kong Bonanza, but it's like how many days away now? That's like 8 days until Donkey Kong Bonanza. So I don't know if I really like want to spoil any more of that game because I watched like a lot of gameplay. So let me just see what this is. Like Shadow Generations.
Sonic X Shadow Generations.
Has continued all these years later. It's Sonic X Shadow Generations, not even 1 minute after pressing.
I thought this game was amazing, like super underhyped. I mean, not underhyped. I thought this was Game of the Year. Game of the Year, I think was Astrobot when this game came out, but it came out in like December or something. And I don't know, like before it came out, they like overhyped the shit out of this game. They just like kept talking about it all the time, and I'm like, why do you keep talking? Like, because okay, so Sonic Forces came out, and Sonic Forces was this game sucked. This game was horrible. I hated this game. But this game also came with like Shadow DLC, right? And the Shadow DLC was also horrible. Sonic Forces comes out with episode Shadow, and this it was all 2D. Or okay, there's like there's like less than a minute of 3D.
Keep going, Shadow.
You're playing as Shadow, like, and then this is like the full thing. It's like 15 minutes of game.
This is supposed to be a recon mission. You can't go making a big scene.
You should have known.
It's like that much 3D. I guess there was a little bit. I played through this. Most of it was 2D. I guess most of it was cutscenes. Anyways, like the episode Shadow sucked. It was like DLC, like Shadow DLC for Sonic Forces. So, given that this thing existed, I just looked at Shadow Generations and I was like, this is gonna suck. This is gonna be like garbage. So like going in with that, like thinking like this is gonna suck because like I saw Sonic Forces episode Shadow and that was like horrible. I just had very, very low expectations for this game. And then like they just overhyped it so much. They kept talking about it. Oh my, like Shadow Generations is coming out. Sonic X Shadow Generations. And the whole time I'm like, this is gonna suck. This is gonna be horrible. But like,
and Maria gets
once it actually did come out, like I played it. I think this was like game of the year. It might have been like one of the only games that I beat. Was it last year? It might have been one of the only games that I beat last year. And Shadow Generations, it's like pretty short. Probably like 20 hours. But there's more, like if you want to do more, there's like more to do. But I thought this game was amazing. Like much better. And also like I think going in with those expectations that it's gonna suck, that like made it even better to me.
Sonic Generations was a very special game upon release, not only for celebrating the franchise's history with reimagined stages back when that was a fresh idea, but it was also one of the highest rated 3D titles after a period of not doing so hot with critics.
Yeah.
That reputation has continued all these years later. It's a great time, super tight levels with multitudes of shortcuts, pathways, and incredible speeds that all take skill to maintain.
I will say,
You'll
like,
scream at yourself
the
for every mistake.
3D in this game definitely feels weird. It's one of those boost games where you're like holding down boost, and when you stop holding down boost, you're just walking. That part definitely feels weird.
Ways and incredible speeds that all take skill to maintain. You'll scream at yourself for every mistake, punch a hole straight through your wall, but as soon as you nail it, all is well. Rinse and repeat until you run out of hair. The only unanimous criticism, besides the final boss
Still, I think like this was like one of the best Sonic games, or like, yeah, 3D Sonic games in a while.
fertility, was that it was too short. People wanted more, and despite being a perfect candidate for DLC given the premise,
What were those
it sadly
frames?
never
Is
received
that the new version? It's like the frames
Animus
on this
criticism,
guy.
besides the final boss causing infertility, was that it was too short. People wanted
5
more, and despite
FPS.
being a perfect candidate for DLC given the premise, it sadly never received any. Instead, we got Try to Have Fun the game, We Have Generations at Home, and 5 years of silence until the movies and Frontiers brought us back to life. Now, in the present day, no doubt thanks to those recent successes, they've decided to follow up on that long-lost opportunity with a package deal. A re-release of Sonic Generations on modern hardware and a brand new campaign for Shadow the Hedgehog detailing his side of the same story. They're technically two separate games, but by bundling these together, they've created
So
one of the
maybe
best.
it is a good thing. I've been saying like you don't need to remake Shadow or Sonic
Technically
Generations.
two separate games, but by bundling these together,
Like I think this is still a good looking game, even though I think it was like 2011 it came out. But like maybe it's good to have it like remastered. I haven't even tried it on like PS5.
They've created one of the best received Sonic products. 97% on Steam. Holy, am I dreaming? IGN gave it a 9 out of 10. Finally, we're coming for you, Pocket Adventure. Sonic remasters have been rough in the past, so it's a huge sigh of relief to see that.
What is Pocket Adventure? Is that like a mobile game? SNK? Handheld adaptation of Sonic Adventure 2 or Sonic the Hedgehog. It's so weird, like the naming conventions on these sometimes. It's like this is a handheld adaptation of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but you call it Sonic Pocket Adventure, like it's something like completely different, but it's not. Oh, heavily inspired. I don't know, maybe it's different. I don't know.
Again, you can go back to any...
I don't know why it was at the end.
Hello everyone, I'm Ben Thompson.
Is that it has
Dang.
like full-on my original level do not steal interpretations of levels from the Mega Drive ones.
Big
with
fingers.
sometimes mismatched level themes from those games.
I always thought that was like weird
It's
how
basically
when you look at like most cartoons, they have 3 fingers for whatever reason. They have like 3 fingers and a thumb, but like Sonic's always had 5 fingers. He's always had a thumb and 4 fingers. But like other characters in cartoons don't.
Sometimes mismatched level themes from those games as well. It's basically a handheld alternative to the Mega Drive ones. I feel like that's what they were kind of going for with the design philosophy.
I was just watching like this really cool Sonic fan game that like maybe I'll even play. I don't know if I want to show my history here. Let me see if I can find it. What is this? Adventure. This just looks interesting. Okay, whatever. Let me find this. I was just watching this before. There's this, a new open world. So Sonic games, I've said this before, like Sonic games have like the biggest like fan game base, I think, out of like every game that there is, like, and like the reason for that is because like the games have been bad, so like fans have been making Sonic games. This looks like a Sonic Frontiers. This is just a fan game, open world, a new open world Sonic game, Sonic Islands. Like it looks and sounds like Sonic Frontiers. But this isn't the one I was saying I want to try. It looks okay. I don't think I would try this. With this one, Sonic Galactic. It's like 2D, but the bonus level is 3D, and it just looks, the bonus level looks fun. So I'm pretty sure most of the game is 2D, but where's bonus level? Alright, it's about to get to it. There it is. This looks pretty cool. This is like a Sega Saturn style Sonic fan game. I think this would be a cool game if it was just like this. Like maybe, I don't know. So there's a lot of games that look like this. A lot of Sonic fan games that look like this. This definitely looks fun though. This looks like a fun bonus level. Alright, anyways. Sonic Galactic. I was also watching this. Oh, this is my history, damn. I don't want to show that. Which console has...
That being
Which console has the most Sonic games? Okay. I was watching this. Wait, let me keep
Base
watching
Generations plays like it should. They didn't change the graphics, add a bunch of bugs, or create the necessity for an epilepsy warning. They just upscaled the resolution, and it looks beautiful. We got 3
Create
save
the
slots now, thank
necessity
goodness.
for an
I'm so glad we are
epilepsy
out of that 7th gen trench of only having 1 file. There's a red ring graphic now to let you know which one you've collected mid-stage. 3 Chow hidden in each act that don't do anything, but they're cute. The quick step makes a sound again. Whew. Extra lives are a toggle in the new menu, which they hilariously call challenge tries. You can customize the control settings to standard, legacy, or your own personal bindings. And they've added the drop dash to both characters, which is kind of cool for
Damn,
classic Sonic, but not
I
so
haven't
much for
touched
modern.
this. I haven't played this Sonic Generations. Maybe I do like also a Sonic Generations playthrough, but like Shadow Generations
I
is
really
just
wish we could disable
really
it. No, for
good.
real. Can I shut this off? Also, the game is locked at 60 frames when the original port could go up to 144, so this is actually an objective downgrade in performance and might be a legitimate reason you'd want that old version. Thankfully, you can still buy it. Not individually, there's a $60 bundle with it included.
Yeah, when did this game come
Thankfully,
out?
you can.
Like 2011. I don't think this game is like deserving of a remake. I think like I was just thinking about it, like Sonic Adventure 2 remake. If they just like remade the game, and there are like Sonic Adventure 2. I don't know if I would play it because it, Sonic Adventure 2 Redux. This might be it. It's like Unreal Engine, but like they changed his voice and stuff, so I didn't like it really. But I was thinking like if they do like a Sonic Adventure 2 remake and they just like made the visuals better, like they just like increased the graphics, made it better, maybe the sound, like the cutscenes, everything like that. But then they like really upgraded the Chow Garden and they made like the Chow Garden crazy, maybe with like new areas and like new things you can do with Chows. I think that would be cool. Definitely looks cool in this trailer. Was that a boost? Was he using boost? Yeah, this looks cool. Maybe I should play this. I wonder what the cutscenes look like. Cutscenes are like, they never bother me, but definitely like janky. Oh, it's only a demo. Oh, there's also, I know I'm like going off on like Sonic things right now, but like there was also just like this other fan game, Sonic Smackdown. Is it 2? Sonic Smackdown 2 or something? I don't know. It might be 1. Is this it? Sonic Ultimate Smackdown. Ultimate Sonic Smackdown. It's like a Sonic fighting game. But I downloaded this and There's also some other things I tried. Like there's this new like Smash mod. People have been playing that. I can play that too, maybe. This looks... I didn't even watch the trailer. Damn. Just a fan game. This is like the Sonic... These are like Sonic Battle sprites. Or like the art on the left. This looked good. I didn't even watch the trailer, but I was like, oh, like Sonic fan game. I downloaded it, I run it, and it crashed my PC every time. Like, every time I ran it, it just crashed my PC. And I kept trying, and then eventually I deleted it. So maybe I'll like figure... Dude, this Eggman fighting. What is Eggman doing? What is that? He's giant. It makes me think of this makes me think of... It's like in Guilty Gear Strive. It definitely looks like that. Kind of like the style. I never played this. I heard a lot of good things.
And most complex. The trade-off is that landing these big combos is a bit more difficult because you can no
But I
longer convert
think...
substantial
I don't know if
damage
this game's like a big deal or it's just like the next one in this like franchise of Guilty Gear games, because I learned there's like a whole series of Guilty Gear games. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Guilty Gear originally. When I see something like this, like a series, like for example, I just got into Yakuza. I just beat the first Yakuza game, and I just got into it. Like, that game is fun, and like when I see a series like this, it's like, holy, it's like a bunch of games. It makes me want to like start at the first one, just like see what it's like. It's like a cartoon fighting game. It's like an anime fighting game, I guess. The new one is an anime fighting game. Like with Tekken, I tried that, and I don't know. I didn't really like Tekken. I didn't really understand it. It doesn't... I could like try the new one, but I tried the demo. I didn't get it. I didn't like understand it. Like, it felt like it's like punches and no special moves, which is like weird to me. Pro Jumper Guilty Gear Challenger. There's a lot of these. The hell is this? How's this Guilty? What? Oh, these are spin-offs. Okay. What the hell? Yeah, so I don't know if like this game... It seems like this game was like a big deal. Everyone was talking about it. Everyone was playing it. But I don't know if it's like a big deal or it's just the next one in this series and like they're all good. I don't know. This is definitely the first one I heard of, Guilty Gear Strive. Yeah, I would like to try this Sonic fighting game. Super moves. I'm excited for the new Smash. I've seen like pictures of like people like speculating about the new Smash, thinking like they're gonna change the moveset of like everyone, like Link. They're gonna change Link's moveset to do like Tears of the Kingdom stuff. Like Mario's moveset to do like capture mechanic, like enemy captures from Super Mario Odyssey. I don't know if they'll do that, but rollback netcode. I wonder what like programming rollback netcode like means. Okay. Can you play as Rouge or she's just in the art? This guy has one eye. Rollback netcode is, I don't know why it just sounded like funny, like it's like a buzzword. Like, whoa, it has rollback netcode. You gotta play that fighting game. Pretty sure it just, I don't know exactly what it means. It means like you don't experience lag or something. Okay, Sonic Adventure 2 remake. I want to see what like a cutscene looks like here, because I'm pretty sure they like changed the
Today
voices.
we're going to be looking at a Sonic Adventure 2 remake made by Jelly Leon. This demo includes City Escape, Metal Harbor, as well as the Bigfoot and Shadow boss fights. This is such an incredible demo made in Unreal Engine 5.
They probably didn't do
Visually,
cutscenes.
it looks stunning. Sonic himself looks great. He's got his soap shoes as well, of course. And just overall, the game pops really nicely. The gameplay is extremely similar to the adventure games as you'd expect, so you'll feel right at home when you play it. I can't praise this demo enough, and I can't wait to see what the team does with it. Thanks for watching, and if you're new around here, be sure to subscribe.
I didn't
for
like
Sonic
the
videos.
voice.
Today we're going to
Sonic.
be looking at a Sonic Adventure 2 remake made by Jelly Leon. This demo includes City Escape, Metal Harbor, as well as the Bigfoot and Shadow boss fights.
There's that racing game coming out. But I just watched like a demo of someone playing this or something. And I heard Sonic's voice. And it was different. And it just felt weird. 4K. I don't have a 4K monitor. I got a 4K TV, but this looks cool. Dude, did they do Chow Garden? Yeah, they didn't do cutscenes. I want to see cutscenes. Okay, that wasn't bad. So they have this level in Sonic Generations, but like... Okay, that didn't sound bad either. They have this level in Sonic Generations, but you can boost during the snowboarding section. It's kinda weird. Okay, this does look good. The voices are not... Maybe I was looking at a different remake. Because the voices sound good.
Let's go.
Alright, I'm gonna play some Sonic Generations Shadow. God. Oops. I got scared of that. I just like pulled on the cord of the controller with like the cord plugged in. I get scared of that. Like, what if I like pull the console like falls down. I already dropped my Switch too. Like, I don't think anything happened to it, but I dropped it. I was like so mad. I was like, God damn. Like, whoops. Because it's like in my like TV stand thing, and I like took out the Switch and I like put it back in or something. I don't know. It just like fell over and dropped on the ground. And I like looked at it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, hopefully.
Welcome. Home for Timur Uzel. PS5. Sonic X.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of games to play, but
microphone unmuted.
Start with this.
New note. Sonic X Shadow Generations.
There's 8 viewers in this category. Maybe I should look at that. Like, see. Yeah, let me take a look. Before I start. May contain sexual themes. What does knock mean? Oh.
Really always got his damn dick out, bro. This is the craziest monster in this game.
Chaos control over Zord. Oh, there's me. May contain sexual themes. Why does it say that? Contain sexual themes. Why does it say that? Like, I made my stream 18 plus for like a bunch of reasons, but why is that it only says sexual themes? There's like a bunch of things. Drug intoxication, excessive tobacco use, significant profanity or vulgarity, sexual theme. Alright. The main reason why I went, like, I made it 18 plus is because I play Smash. But like, you look at games, kids play every game. Like, they play Fortnite, they play everything. Just like an example is this kid came in and his like name was like, I am a 17-year-old or something. I don't know, it just made me feel weird. It just made me uncomfortable. I just feel like I should say it's like 18 plus while playing Smash. Alright, so in this playthrough, I just beat like the first level, but I could even like go back just to like maybe try to find this other piece. Play Act 1, there's like 3 things to unlock. There's like some artwork, paintbrush thing, and I also like love the I love the hub worlds, first of all. I love this. This is such a good hub world. If you're gonna make a 3D platformer, I think this is like such a good hub world. Damn. And also like the way you progress in this game, you complete an area and then you learn a new skill. Like, I think it's so good. I think that's like such an important thing that like a lot of games don't do. Like Zelda games. I mean, Breath of the Wild doesn't. Any like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom don't really do that, but dude, the controller just made a noise. So if you go off a spring, I guess the controller makes that noise. So this effect of like getting a ring and then it like circles around, like it looks kind of cool on the PS4 version. On the Switch version, it looked like glitchy. I was like, why is that happening? These rings just like respawn too. I don't like need them for any reason. But what was I saying? Like Zelda, like until Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, it was always like you go to a dungeon and then you like need an item to get through the dungeon. It was like traditional Zelda games. But Breath of the Wild kind of like threw that out the window. Breath of the Wild kind of like gave you get like your whole toolkit before you really like start, you get out into the world. And then you just like use that toolkit throughout the world. But I think that's like a really good thing in games for you to like get your toolkit as you like play through the game, and then like when you like complete the game, when you're like about to beat the game, that's when like you have everything. You have like all your moves, everything you can do, and like Banjo-Kazooie is like that. You get like a new move in every level. This game is definitely like that. Like Shadow Generations, even though it's like smaller, it's a shorter game. You like complete an area, you get some new ability.
Let's do this. No! Alright.
Right now I can't, like, at first you're thinking like, oh, the water is like stupid, why can't I go in the water? But like later on you can go in the water. Also like unlock this whole area. Alright, I think I just go to the next level. There's all these boxes around, but they're locked. Oh, I was gonna say like I love the collection room. Like compared to Sonic Generations collection room, or like art area, was so basic. This one's like pretty cool. You got music, you got art, and also like this theme music is playing. I like this song. Look at some art you unlock. Music. I don't know if I really like the music in this. There's like one or two good songs, but I was like going through a bunch of different songs like for my stream music, and I like added a bunch of songs. I think there's like one or two good Shadow songs. I think the Sonic songs are like so much better. These are like darker toned, and like I don't think they're very good. They're alright. But this song is good. This is like the best one, and there's like 3 or 4 versions of that song in the game. Alright, characters. Shadow, at first glance, Shadow looks like a grim. Oh, I was watching this video. Apparently, like, what is it? Oh. So after you beat a level in a Sonic game, in a 3D Sonic game, you get like ranked on how you did. You get like an A rank through E rank. And then there's like a different voice line. Like, I think starting in Sonic Adventure, maybe? Or was it Sonic Adventure 2, maybe? It's like, you get like a E rank or something, and Sonic's like, oh, barely made it. You get like an A rank, he's like, he says something different. He's like, what does he say if you get an A rank? I never get A ranks. It's like so hard. He's like, too easy. I don't know. I don't know what he says. He says something different. And you got like a C rank, he'll be like, should have tried harder next. Should have tried harder. I'll try harder next time or something. So apparently after Sonic Adventure 2, I watched like this whole video on it. It was like half an hour maybe. It's like each game stopped doing the voice lines. They kept doing the ranking system, but instead of doing voice lines, they just did like, Sonic does like some type of like break dance or like some like crazy thing. Like if you get an S rank, Sonic will do this like crazy break dance. If you don't, he'll like look at you like, what the fuck? I think that's in this game. Apparently like the Shadow Generations rankings are like really good. Like if you get an E rank in this game, Shadow will look at you like, what the fuck? Like what are you doing? But apparently like since Sonic Adventure 2, I think maybe in Sonic Colors there was voice lines, but they like got rid of the voice lines completely. Like he doesn't say anything. You beat the level, he doesn't say anything. And then like in Shadow Generations, there's like DLC where you play as like the movie version of Shadow, and that one has voice lines, like for like the first time in like a very long time, in like years. But I haven't played that DLC. I do want to play that. This controller sound is like pretty loud. Every time you go on a spring, it makes like a noise with the controller.
PS5.
Maybe I should like
Sonic control.
turn that down. I don't even know how to do that.
Accessories. Accessories. Turn on. Accessories. Related settings. Control.
Controller speaker.
28 20 related.
So there's like a lot of options of games. I went over it last stream,
PS4.
but maybe I can just look at them all here. There's Sonic X Shadow Generations, and this is just on PS5. There's also Mario Kart World.
Press cross to select. Horizontal list 5 of
There's a
14.
bunch of games to play. Astrobot, Expedition 33. I just like started it. I didn't get very far. Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Vengeance.
I want to play that.
PS5.
Persona 3 Reload. What else? There's Rebirth. I haven't really played much. Final Fantasy 16. I haven't played much. Sonic Colors Ultimate. And then Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's not even called Yakuza anymore. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
Astrobot. PS5.
But I kind of wanted to do like the Yakuza games in order. But I just wanted to like have one on PS5. So this one's like way out of order for me because I just beat like the first one on the PS2. But I just wanted to have like a PS5 game of it.
Sonic X
Shadow really Generations. Shadow's eyes are like moving on the map. That was kind of weird. Alright, anyways. I am... Do I do the first level again? Yeah, let me do the first level again to get these... Cause I've like beat this whole game anyway. Get these like art pieces. I also after you like beat the game, you get like a whole new like challenge mode. There's like new stuff. I never did a bunch of things. I was kind of like done with it after I beat it, but there was like still more stuff to do.
I won't let you get away.
Death Egg looks pretty cool. I don't know if I ever even like noticed that. Oh, you can't turn the camera right here. Alright, things would be hiding like back there, I feel like. I gotta find like one art thing. Oh god, whoops.
No!
This level was like sick and... Oh, that might have been it? Oops. No, I think I got that one. This level was like sick in Sonic Adventure 2. All these like rail grinding sections. If you look at like Mario Kart World, it's like a lot of Sonic inspiration. It's like, oops. Sorry. It's like, there's wall riding, there's grinding.
New notification. DualSense wireless controller battery level is low.
Go up here. I think this one that I need is like later on in the level. So I'm kind of going slow just to find the thing. Maybe through there. Oh, chaos control. So I can go up here. I don't think that matters.
Alright, ultimate power.
This is the ultimate power.
Let's do chaos control.
Oops. I did it too late.
Let's do this. Chaos control. Alright, freeze.
Alright, still one more. Don't know where it is. This is probably where it would be. Or in here. That wasn't it, was it? Oh, I hope I don't miss it. I think the game is telling you there that, like, when Shadow does a homing attack, he, like, teleports. It's not a regular homing attack, it's like teleporting. Okay, there it is. I think. Did I just miss it? Oh, okay, I got it. And also, seeing this guy, the Doom guy, Shadow the Hedgehog was also a horrible game. I do want to play it again, but it was not a good game. It's horrible. So that was another thing that made me think, like, this game is gonna suck.
We meet again, Shadow the Hedgehog.
I'm realizing now, like, in Sonic, with Sonic, I'm pretty sure when you boost next to rings, they get, like, attracted to you. But with Shadow, I don't see that happening. You gotta, like, actually run into the rings. Like this first level kind of shows off this game is kind of crazy. It's not just like not just like what's it called? Sonic Forces level episode Shadow. You can also shoot. This is like such a weird thing for me to see that you can shoot Chaos Spear. And that's definitely going to be a move, like, maybe if Shadow comes to Smash Bros. That would be a move.
What? So what I was tracking was him. I won't let him escape.
See, like, he makes this pose if you get a B rank, but any of the different ranks will make a different pose. I should, like, I went pretty slow during that, but I should, like, intentionally get, like, a bad rank just to see what it looks like. I don't think I've ever gotten, like, in the newer games, it's really, it's, like, hard to get a bad rank. But in, like, Sonic Adventure 2 is, like, impossible to get a good rank. It was very hard to get a good rank. Always got, like, E ranks. Okay, I'm just looking for a treasure chest. Okay, there's one up there. Definitely looks a lot better on the PS5. God damn. And I already thought this was Game of the Year with the Nintendo Switch version. Alright, let me... might also get this alone. I'm pretty sure there's like, so later you get Doom mode. I think there's like more things to get in levels than that. I don't know. Alright, it's gotta be around here. So everyone hated that Sonic Colors remake, but I got it just because like, oh nice, I got it. Because like, I want to play Sonic Colors again. Maybe I should have got it on PC, just because like I got a PS5. I mean, it can't be that bad, right? I don't know, they just said it's like one of the worst remakes, Sonic Colors. But like, as long as it's the game, hopefully it's good. It's like, I should have I just wanted to play Sonic Colors, so I got it. Cause I really like Sonic Colors. I played it on the Wii. It's pretty good. Oops.
Out of my way. Alright.
They say it's like one of the worst remakes, the Sonic Colors remake. And also on the PC version, there's like mods that make it better and make it like really good. So maybe I should play the PC version, but I think I should. I only like tried like the first level. I didn't like hate it. I don't know. Can we do light dash? Is that a thing that Shadow can do? I'm pretty sure, right? Like light speed dash? I might like unlock that later. I don't remember.
This is the ultimate power.
It's kind of cool seeing those enemies in like high def, like little chaos things. So I was talking about this last stream. I saw Studio Ghibli movie. Oh, it's actually just Princess Mononoke. Princess Mononoke? Like, I was saying how it inspired Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. but it also inspired, I'm pretty sure, I mean, like, they look exactly the same. If you look at, like, there's the forest spirit in Princess Mononoke, and, like, when they cut the head off of the forest spirit, I don't know why I thought I could jump on that. When you cut off the forest spirit, it becomes, like, this giant it actually becomes that monster every night. You don't have to cut its head off. But it became like a monster that wants to like destroy everything in the world once you cut its head off. Oh, look at Shadow. He's like pissed off. I got a C rank. He's like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing? But like this forest spirit and Princess Mononoke. Maybe I could just show that. Let me get this thing, and then I'll show it on the screen. I'm gonna find a new music. There might have been one back there, but there's one right here. You got Mr. Unslyly. Okay, so let me exit this game for now. I only have 1 hour of playtime. Does not sound right.
Power selected. Enter rest mode.
Just exit game.
Switcher. PS5. Sonic X Shadow Generations. Home for Timur Uzel. Your game's home. Button.
Okay, so
PS4. Neo, the world ends with you. Home for Timur Uzel. Button. Press cross.
There's Chaos. What is it called? Is it called Perfect Chaos? Yeah, this is Perfect Chaos, right? And then you see the forest spirit from Princess Mononoke. Is that what it's called? Forest spirit? Spirit of the forest? Right? That is like exactly the same. Look at that. Perfect Chaos? I'm pretty sure they got this from Princess Mononoke. This is like the spirit of the forest at nighttime transforms into this. This is like Perfect Chaos from Sonic Adventure. He's like destroying the town. I don't know. I think they look pretty similar. They look pretty similar. But I don't see anyone making this connection. Oh, another thing. Another thing. Right? I just made this connection too. Right? When you find a Korok in Breath of the Wild, it makes a very specific noise.
On matching trees Koroks, you can stasis the correct apple and chop down the tree and it will solve the puzzle, since the game only tracks the position of the apple and not the tree.
That noise right here. This like, it's like a maraca noise. Okay, what is going on this screen? That's not the forest spirits make this like twitching noise, and it's like the same noise as this. That's like a connection I just like put together. I didn't know for so long. The forest spirits known as Kodama. That noise. They make the same noise. When they like twitch their head. And then every time you find a Korok in Breath of the Wild, it makes that. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna BRB. Maybe I'll play music. I just like upgraded this music and I just want to play these songs. I don't know if any of the new songs are gonna play. I'm just gonna shuffle it, but. Alright, so I think we take a break from like Sonic games and like talking about Sonic, looking at Sonic. In general, like the next game I'm thinking about playing is The World Ends With You, Neo. Neo, The World Ends With You. And I just wanted to show this, like, this is a game like so I played the demo like when it came out, the demo on Nintendo Switch. And I thought the demo was really cool. I thought the game was cool, but I just like never got it, and like now I got it. But look at this. This is like the cover. Oh, that's not the right thing. This. I just love like how much it looks like it looks exactly like a Kingdom Hearts cover. And like I'm pretty sure it's like the guy who made it is like the same guy. It's Tetsuya Nomura. I'm pretty sure that's the guy who made Kingdom Hearts. Tetsuya Nomura. Like he made Kingdom Hearts, and he also made this game, The World Ends With You. So this cover, you look at like the Kingdom Hearts covers, it just like looks like it's like the same vein. I just love that. It just like looks so similar. I don't think any of these are like a good example. Like you look at like Kingdom Hearts 3, where's the Kingdom Hearts 3 cover? I think it looks like yeah, it looks like pretty similar. It's like dark and like all the characters, I don't know. I just thought the cover looked cool. First, let me see what this is. This is just like some random video. This might be like a meme. And then after this, I'm like done with talking about Sonic for now. Sonic Visits Tokyo and Sonic Frontiers. Oh, I guess it's a mod. I've never actually even seen there's Shadow Generations DLC where you go to Tokyo. I've never seen that. I've never looked at that. I have, like, I feel like is Shibuya Tokyo? Or is that a different place? Where is Shibuya? Why is Kingdom Hearts there? It's in Japan. Oh, it's an area in Tokyo. Like, I've seen this place so many times in games to the point where, like, I feel like I would recognize it if I went there. Like, this area, there's like some dogs. There's like a dog statue there. Played like Ghostwire Tokyo. Persona 5 was in Tokyo. This game's in Tokyo. Yeah. There's like a Tokyo section in what's it called? Sonic Shadow Generations, like you play as Shadow there. It's like DLC for Shadow Generations. Those Shy Guys? Yeah. So Shy Guys in Tokyo. Those. This looks pretty cool. It'd be cool to like explore city. This might spoil it, but yeah, this is gonna spoil it. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. I don't even want to spoil it, because I'm probably going to play this. Tokyo missions. Alright, Sonic games lost to time. How about this? Revisiting Breath of the Wild's beta world.
As of the date this video goes live, Breath of the Wild launched exactly 6 years ago, on March 3rd, 2017.
Yo.
But 20 years before that,
I
in
was just checking if my mics are-
1997, the Zelda team were working on Ocarina of Time. Eiji Aonuma, the
When
man
did
who
you
would go on
release-
to lead the
when
Zelda
was this
series,
video?
was sat
2
designing
years
the
ago.
water temple, working flat out to adjust the final stages of an intricate, complicated dungeon for Nintendo's brand new 3D
Dude, the
Zelda
water
game.
temple, like, I've heard people bitch about the water temple so many times. Oh, it's the worst temple, it's horrible, it's this, it's that. And, like, in my experience, I've never had, like, a problem with the water temple. Like, never. I've never even had, like, a slight... I thought the water temple was, like, cool. Water temple is where you fight, like, Shadow Link, I think, Dark Link. I've never even had like there was never a moment in the water temple for me where I was like lost or like I didn't know what to do. I just never happened. Like when I was like really little, I don't think I could like comprehend at like everything, like the whole game. I just thought it was like really cool and I was like playing it. But like when I got like a little older, I beat the game and I just like never had any issue with the water temple, but it's like the most people always say like, oh, the water temple sucks. Like it's the worst one, like stuck in the water temple. Like I feel like we got like stuck in the fire temple.
Out of the blue, Shigeru Miyamoto walked up to him and asked, "When you slash a signboard vertically, it cuts vertically. But wouldn't it be a surprise if you slashed the signboard horizontally and it cut horizontally?" Aonuma didn't know what to say. Did Miyamoto want him to work on signs in the middle of designing a dungeon?
Aonuma?
He then saw what Miyamoto meant. Ocarina of Time signposts could be cut and would respond accurately to the direction of the sword swing. The broken
So
pieces would even
Aonuma worked
float
on
in
Ocarina of
water.
Time. I didn't know that.
Miyamoto just smiled and said, "Isn't it so cool or what?" Eiji Aonuma didn't realize until much later that this strange conversation perfectly summed up Miyamoto's approach to designing Zelda games. There wasn't a good reason to program signs to respond to cuts or for the splintered wood to float, but they did it anyway, because Miyamoto thought it was fun to mess around and have the game world
It
respond
definitely
to
is.
it, even if there's no point to it.
That's always
Miyamoto's
been like a
signpost was
thing, like
always in
cutting down
Aonuma's mind
signposts.
when
It's
designing
like
Breath of the
fun.
Wild, a game which he claims embraced Miyamoto's ideas like no 3D Zelda had done before. Interacting with and eventually conquering the environment is the whole point of Breath of the Wild. What if we took Miyamoto's signpost and turned it into a whole game? Everything was designed with this approach. If you cut a tree, it falls and can make bridges or rafts. If you burn some dry grass, the fire will spread. If you attach balloons to a raft, you can build an airship. Every time the player tries something new and gets a result
That
out
is,
of it,
I never
makes
did
Hyrule
that.
feel more real.
I think I have a nibble.
Everything about Breath of the Wild is designed to transport you to this Hyrule, to make this world feel as real as possible, to reward experimentation and
So I
encourage
gotta
engaging
play
with the game
through,
in
like, since Zelda Notes got created. Are the Zelda voice memories AI? Are they AI? What the fuck? I don't think so. Different than Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. This sounds really cool to me, yes. So I think I need to do maybe a new playthrough. Because, like, now there's, like, voice memories spread out throughout the game that just, like, give you more lore. Like Zelda voice memories. And they're in both games spread out throughout the world. So I gotta at least, like, go through those playthroughs that I have, or, like, maybe do new playthroughs.
novel ways, the Zelda team had to carefully design the combat, the physics system.
I was watching this video of this guy who, like, already did that, like, went through all of the voice memories, and he was, like, talking about these connections. I might have watched that on stream. But he was saying there's, like, a love triangle between, like, Zelda and, like, what's that guy's name? I forget what bird person's name is. Bird guy. Rivali. Apparently, like, Rivali is, like, Zelda's side piece. And, like, Sidon is, like, Link's side piece. And, like, Mipha, I don't know, it was like something, some weird things he, like, confirmed from the voice memories.
Of Hyrule yet. The most realistic, open version of Hyrule yet. Tears of the Kingdom is set to release in May 2023, a game set in an expanded version of Breath of the Wild's world. Clearly, the Zelda team has faith that the landscape they designed nearly 10 years ago is strong enough to support an entirely new game. Except for A Link Between Worlds reusing the worlds of A Link to the Past, this is something we've never seen before in the series. We'll be returning to the same familiar kingdom, the same hills and mountains and fields. At first, I was hesitant. How could they capture those same feelings of awe and wonder?
Like, when I got announced, I was, like, so skeptical. I hated the idea. I didn't like that at all. I even, like, tweeted it, like, why are we going to the same world? Why are we going back to the same world? But then, like, after playing it, there's, like, triple the content. It's, like, this is my favorite game.
Looking out on Hyrule for the first
Tears of the
time,
Kingdom.
if we've already explored every inch of this world. Now I think I understand.
This is weird, though. Why is there no, like, Calamity Ganon around the castle in this intro? There should be, right?
Now I think I understand.
Maybe
Tears of
it's
the
not
Kingdom
in
looks
the
like
beginning.
the adult timeline half of this Hyrule story. The world is the same, but things are different. Our familiarity with this Hyrule only adds to it. Like after growing up in
You know what
every-
doesn't make sense about Tears of the Kingdom? Like, you kill Ganon. This is spoilers, actually, by the way, I think. But, like, you kill Ganon in Breath of the Wild, right? And then in Tears of the Kingdom, it's like Ganondorf has, like, a whole separate story that's, like, not related to Breath of the Wild at all. Like, Ganondorf has been, like, sleeping underground or something and needs to be resurrected. It's just, I just don't think it makes sense. It's like, it's like contradicting the last game. Like Ganondorf was here, but like in this game he's like underground. I don't know.
Time, we'll revisit
I
the
don't get
same
it.
places and see how they've changed, with years of added development time. Tears of the Kingdom will show us the definitive version of the definitive Hyrule, refined and improved from its predecessor. But where did this Hyrule story begin? In 2013, the team took a step back from the conventional approach of designing a Zelda game, and instead focused on designing a seamless world that isn't stitched together out of smaller zones.
Does he
When
actually
development
show
began,
the beta
director
world?
Hidemaru Fujibayashi
Oh, he's just
started
talking
with a
about
link
it.
in an empty field.
The reason why I wanted to watch this video was like, I thought someone like recreated the beta world and you could like play it or something. That's why I wanted to watch this video. I thought you could like play the beta world before it was out. Before it was how it is. Mario Kart World Strange. Why do the Mario Kart World remixes go so hard? Evolution of Sonic's Anniversaries. The Boulder Theory. I'll watch this.
I may have fallen off the deep end, but hear me out. I've been thinking about the likelihood of K. Rool appearing, and I was chatting with Skips, the Donkey Kong detective, and he pointed out something peculiar about the cutscene where Ingot Isle falls. So here we have Donkey Kong being whisked away. Ingot Isle is plunging into the ground, and little runt monkey is laughing it up. The crazy part is that Skips revealed to me that there's more than one person laughing here.
Take a look at this, or rather, take a listen.
Another consistent theme. Yeah.
Did you hear it? Let me play it again, but this time with the commentary removed, courtesy of the guy who spoils all the games.
There's a much deeper voice that can be heard simultaneously, but...
So the theory is, like, we don't know. Maybe we do know at this point, because there's been, like, a lot more previews of this game that I haven't looked at. But, like, kind of speculating, like, is King K. Rool the boss of Donkey Kong Bonanza? Is he in this game? And like, there's a lot of evidence that says like he is, but even with that, like they never confirmed it. They never showed King K. Rool. They never showed like actual Kremlins, the crocodiles. You know, like King K. Rool's like henchmen, the Kremlins. But you have like these rock formations that like look a lot like them. You know, they're shaped like alligators. They're shaped like crocodiles. So there's like a lot of evidence pointing towards like King K. Rool's in the game. And people also said this monkey guy, you look at his eyes. This is like the boss of the game right now. This like little monkey guy. Void Kong. People are saying this is actually King K. Rool. It might be. I don't know. I think it could be. But it got me thinking, like, is King K. Rool in this game, in Donkey Kong Bonanza? There's like a lot of people who want him. Like, I think it would be cool to have King K. Rool, yeah. Because after... Let me look at like Donkey Kong games. After Donkey Kong 64, I'm pretty sure. What's all this? This is a weird list. So King K. Rool, I'm pretty sure, was created by Rare. Right, Rare created Donkey Kong Country, and they created like so many things. They made DK like look like this. They created like Diddy Kong. They created like all these animal buddies and stuff. Just like a crazy game. Donkey Kong Country, and then Donkey Kong Country 2, Donkey Kong Country 3, Diddy Kong Racing, Donkey Kong 64, and then I'm pretty sure this is where Rare like dropped off on the Donkey Kong series. So King K. Rool was like the boss of all these games. But if you look at like the trailers for those games, like Donkey Kong 64 trailer, I didn't actually watch this one. What is the Donkey Kong 64 trailer.
This holiday season,
If you see the trailers,
has met its match in the proud tradition of movies with proud traditions.
this is gonna be weird as
Action
hell.
heroes set out on an adventure that could only end one way. In a food fight.
What? They look like that. No. No. Look at this. Look at his face. This is a real trailer. Oh my god. And I was just thinking about this, like, it's like weird to me that like people are adults today that like maybe I just feel old, but like people are like born and they're like adults today. When they were born, it was like the GameCube was out. So like retro to them is like GameCube. That's just like weird to me. To me, retro is like 2D stuff. But like N64 I'd say is retro, sure. Like, but GameCube?
A food fight.
Retro?
With Diddy, Lanky, Chunky, Tiny, and Donkey Kong himself in his most challenging role ever. Too big to be a movie. Too dumb to be a book. Too hairy to be anything but Donkey Kong 64. So big, we had to include an expansion pack to get it all in. So ask yourself,
basically,
are you getting enough fruit?
Oh my god, his face looks horrible. Oh. So basically what I'm trying to say is they didn't show King K. Rool there. Like, if you look at the Donkey Kong trailers, Donkey Kong Country trailer, they're not showing King K. Rool. He's not in the trailer. But so like maybe he could be in this game. He could be in Bonanza and they're just not showing him. But you look at the Donkey Kong games after 64, I'm pretty sure they just stopped using King K. Rool. He wasn't the enemy. There was no more King K. Rool, no more Kremlins. I keep saying Kremlins. Let me just like show Kremlins. That is not Kremlins. Donkey Kong. Kremlings. Oh, my bad. Kremlings, right? The alligator, the crocodiles. So these were the enemies of Donkey Kong games. What is this? This looks cool. The Kremlings are, it looks like a ROM hack or something. The first full Donkey Kong Country. I think I need to play through all the Donkey Kong Country games before I play this. Yeah, so Kremlings were like the major enemy, and with King K. Rool as at the top, and after Donkey Kong 64 they just disappeared because Rare stopped making the games. This was made by Retro Studio, Donkey Kong Country Returns. They didn't have Kremlings in this game. They didn't have King K. Rool. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. This was another thing I was thinking about, like making a tweet about this. I don't know if I will. It's like, so there's this jump right now, and you can see it with Donkey Kong Bonanza. There's this jump to like 3D, like crazy, like insane 3D platformers like Donkey Kong Bonanza. And I feel like that jump to like crazy 3D platformers should have happened like back on the GameCube. Like, there's been multiple generations of like 2D Donkey Kong. Like, when this game got announced 2010, like that was 15 years ago, Donkey Kong Country Returns, I was kind of like, why? Like, why did they, like, why are they doing that? Why aren't they making like a 3D Donkey Kong game? Is basically what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this jump to like 3D platformer Donkey Kong game should have happened like 15 years ago. It should have happened like a long time ago. Like you had the Wii, you had the GameCube, you had the Wii U. We had like multiple generations. You had the 3DS, you had the DS. There was so many opportunities to do this, to make like a 3D Donkey Kong platformer. And I'm not just talking about Donkey Kong, I'm also talking about like Yoshi. Like Yoshi games. I was thinking like, oh, once we get like the GameCube, there should be like a 3D Yoshi game. That was like 20 years ago. But they didn't. They kept making like Yoshi's Woolly World and like, what is it? Yoshi's New Island. I like that game. I liked Yoshi's Island DS. But I'm talking like even Yoshi's Story, they started on the N64 with like a 2D Yoshi game, and then like Yoshi's Woolly World and Yoshi's Crafted World. When both of these games got announced and released, I was just looking at it like why? Like why would they do that? Why would they make a 2D Yoshi game? Like I think this jump to like crazy 3D platformers should have happened like a very, very long time ago. Not like with the Switch 2 in 2025. It should have happened like 20 years ago. Or it didn't. It's like weird to me. Like I didn't like these games. I don't know why they made these games. Like I did like this jump to like 3D Kirby that just happened. That should have happened like 20 years ago too. But like what was I thinking of? Kirby's Epic Yarn. I think that was a good game. Like I would play that game for fun, but I don't think there was a need to make like a Yoshi's Woolly Worlds and then Yoshi's Crafted World after that. They're basically like sequels to Kirby's Epic Yarn. It's like the same idea, same style. But I liked Kirby's Epic Yarn. But then like we got like Kirby's 3D game, first 3D game, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which I loved. I loved that game. But like still, I feel like this should have happened like 20 years ago. Not like 2022, 2025, we get like the first 3D Donkey Kong game since 1999. How long? Okay, Donkey Kong 64. And there's an exception to this, what I'm saying right now. All right, so 1999, that was 26 years ago. We had a Donkey Kong platformer, 3D platformer. 26 years ago. And then they started making 2D games. And I was just like, why? Like, why are you doing that on a console? Why don't... Like, on a handheld, maybe it makes sense. But the exception to this, I would say, like, Metroid Dread, I thought this was really cool. And I think this was a good game. A 2.5D Metroid game, I think that's a good idea. I want more of that. I like that. But we also have like Metroid Prime, which is like 3D first-person shooter Metroid game. Basically what I'm saying is like this jump to like maybe there's gonna be another 3D Yoshi game soon. I feel like this should have happened like a very, very long time ago. Like, why is this happening now? I still, like, I love it. I like it. Maybe it's because of Astrobot. Like, you kind of see, like, the inspiration of Astrobot in Donkey Kong Bonanza. Maybe like Astrobot getting Game of the Year is like pushing 3D platformers forward.
Yeah. Did you hear it? Let me play it again, but this time with the commentary removed, courtesy of the guy who spoils all the games.
There's a much deeper voice that can be heard simultaneously, but who else is laughing?
The best
This guy's
candidate would be
got a King K.
Minecraft
Rool
Steve
amiibo.
Orangutan, but his mouth is closed. Corporate Gibbon also has her mouth closed, so maybe it's the crocoids? I don't think so. It sounds like a singular person laughing, and we have a whole crowd of these crocoid things. Skip said that AI told him that it's the meteor laughing, but I'm not buying it. That brings me to this boulder.
While Voidco is surrounded by crocoids, there's this one nondescript boulder behind them. So I'm over here
I
thinking...
don't know why they're called crocoids. I guess because
I'm also thinking, why is that there? It's kind of ruining
What
the
is this
composition of the
scene?
shot. Voidco is colorful. Why is
you're thinking?
I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
I'm also thinking.
I'm just like wondering what happens next in that scene. I don't remember.
It's kind of ruining the composition of the shot. Voidco is colorful and standing in the center of the crowd to draw attention, but the rock sort of washes them out. Also, it moves. Not like it's flying away, but just like swaying. Suspiciously. All the other boulders around them have funny eyes and crocodile shapes, which makes this one kind of stand out.
Here's the deal. I think this rock isn't supposed to be there in the final build of the game. In the retail version of the game, I think we're gonna see some kind of silhouette of King K. Rool laughing behind the Voidco guys.
It just makes
Like
sense.
the Pauline.
It would let us know.
I think it's weird that Pauline's a little girl.
Who that mystery entity is laughing in the
I
shot.
think it's weird.
Tease the adventure ahead.
And get rid of that strangely placed boulder in the cutscene. I very well might be a lunatic. Watching too much Croc Watch and huffing the Krem Cope. What if I told you there's even more Kremling evidence that's come about in the last few days? Legassini on X-Twitter made this chart detailing the proportions of the crocoid skeletons. Also, he has a really sick K. Rool in Ultimate. The proportions of the crocoid skeletons. Also,
I mean, it's like kind of obvious
of the crocoid skeleton.
that like the crocoid things. These are like enemies in Donkey Kong Bonanza, the crocoids. It's like kind of obvious that these are the Kremlings. They just are.
Also, he has a really sick K. Rool in Ultimate. That's pretty neat. In the chart, we've got a lot to digest.
Oh.
The crocoid skeletons.
Whoa, I never made that connection.
Also,
there's like golden crocoids and there's also like a golden K. Rool skin in Smash Bros.
That's pretty neat. In the chart.
And that's like another big reason why King K. Rool is probably in the game. King K. Rool was just like a big deal in Smash. Like King K. Rool as a character in Smash.
We've got a lot to digest here. The crocoid skeletons not only have the same proportions as the Kremlings, they also have the same stance. Thanks to certain instances in Mario Strikers and
I mean, I
Donkey
say
Kong Country,
just, but that was like 9 years ago.
we can see what Kremling skeletons looked like in the past.
Right,
Would you look
yeah.
at that, Scott?
The proportions are the same.
Okay, still not convinced?
Was it? What? Ah, King K. Rool Smash. He was like part of (2018). Yeah, I think he came out with the game not 9 years ago, like 7 years ago. I didn't know if he came out like with the game or he was like DLC.
Baby Boards was talking about all the recent Kremling and DK references in other Nintendo games.
Nathan Little shares that in Animal Crossing, we have Gulliver coming from Crocodile Isle when he washed up in New Horizons. Professor Chops detailed that we have this box art present in Splatoon. We have all the references of King K. Rool in Smash Ultimate. In the character blurbs, it says that King K. Rool's favorite hobby is stealing bananas. In the Palatina's Guidance Easter egg, we can see that Pit and whoever this is are talking about how K. K. Rool likes bananas too. Kinda lines up with the Banana Bandit dialogue.
Why does he
that
like
Cranky has in
bananas
Bonanza,
as a
especially
crocodile?
considering the lines of the Smash Ultimate dialogue were written around the same time planning for...
I don't think he likes bananas. I think he likes Donkey Kong's bananas. What do crocodiles eat? Ugh. What is that? Young crocodiles consume insects, crustaceans, and small fish. As they mature, their diet... Just like looking at this, something like this makes my makes me feel uneasy, like I'm gonna get attacked by a crocodile or something. Larger animals like birds, fish, reptiles, and mammals. Yeah, they eat like humans. They don't eat bananas.
Bonanza was likely underway. Sakurai prefers to work with the stewards of the characters when implementing new fighters, and that would have been an easy task with the Donkey Kong franchise being brought to Japan around 2017. They also specifically call out the Kremlings and explain them, which is kind of interesting. Speaking of Smash Ultimate, I think people really underestimate how big this inclusion was. They didn't add that many new characters with this entry. They were really choosy about it, mostly adding characters from their biggest franchises like Pokemon, Splatoon, and Animal Crossing. K. Rool and Ridley were heavily requested from the fan base, but Nintendo's also trying to build up these franchises after a state of dormancy. Metroid's activity speaks for itself, but Donkey Kong was a long play.
And here's the kicker. They could have added Dixie, Cranky, or Funky, and lots of people would have been happy, but they chose the Kremlin King.
That says something about where Nintendo's head is at with the franchise going forward. You wouldn't put a character on a platinum pedestal in Smash to skip him in the grand reboot of the Donkey Kong series. I mean, look at the rest of the Ultimate roster. It's practically an advertisement.
So what does this all mean? When you look at it individually, not much, but when you take a whiff of what kind of stink Nintendo has been simmering with the Kremlings, you see how we got here.
Dino Man on Famiboards did a deep dive on the Japanese name of the Kremlings. In the Japanese localizations of Donkey Kong games, they seem to religiously make sure that the name of the Kremling enemies start with a K. So much so that...
I saw this video that was like, I didn't watch it. It was like, the whole DK crew is in Bonanza, and I'll prove it. He's like, Chunky Kong's in there, Lanky Kong's in there, Tiny Kong's in there. I mean, I hope so. I hope, like, you had this game, like, 26 years ago where you could play as all these characters, and yeah, like, people say it sucks because you need to, like, go back to the barrel and, like, change characters, but, like, I mean, Donkey Kong's moveset in this game, Donkey Kong Bonanza, is, like, so advanced, and there's so many things you can do, and you can like dress him up and stuff, to the point where I don't think you'll be able to play as anyone else. But and you have like Bonanza transformations. This game's like all about Donkey Kong, but I think it would be cool if you could play as other Kongs.
They even invented names for enemies in Donkey Kong 64 that didn't originally begin with K.
They were even more committed to the bit than the Brits who made it up. Wild.
So there they are, designing Crocoids, and what letter do they choose? It's gotta be a K.
All that being said, I don't read or speak Japanese, and I believe Dino Man here doesn't either. So take it with a grain of salt, but the parallels are fascinating.
I'm sure that at this point, if you care at all about this game, you've heard about this map. The Northern Cremisphere in all its glory. It's interesting that they're pulling from Dixie's Double Trouble, as that game is all about exploration. As we saw on Island
So
Fall
this
in
map
DK
is...
this map.
Those are fascinating.
I'm sure
It doesn't explain this, but like, if you find a treasure chest in this game, it might be all of the maps, but this map, you find like a map in the game Donkey Kong Bonanza, and it shows a fossil on it. And the map in the background is the same map as like the map in Donkey Kong Country 3.
Care at all about this game, you've heard about this map. The Northern Cremisphere.
So there's like all these theories going on, like maybe like you're in the underground in Donkey Kong Bonanza, but maybe like you're finding fossils from like Donkey Kong Country 3. So maybe this is like the underground of this area or something.
In all its glory. It's interesting that they're pulling from Dixie's Double Trouble, as that game is all about exploration. As we saw an island fall in DKC 2, we see another one rise in the Chromosphere.
There's also like these lights.
DKC 2.
These like pink and blue lights are like all over Donkey Kong
We
Bonanza.
see another one rise in the Chromosphere in the form of Krematoa in DKC 3.
I've watched like a lot of these, like Donkey Kong Bonanza.
I don't know how much
theory
louder the signals
video.
can be. The whole shtick of this game is a rare era callback.
Krematoa is the last world of DKC 3, and you fight Baron K. Rulenstein at the end of it in his submarine, the Nautilus, with a silent K, if you're paying attention.
I think Nintendo losing Rare was like one of the worst things.
A Nautilus? A Nautilus! A Nautilus. What's even more nutty about this area is this balloon. It is bare paw prints,
Wait, I don't get
which,
it.
Sure, might be totally unremarkable to the
What are you saying about what is a Nautilus?
A Nautilus?
Oh, that's an area in Donkey Kong Country 3 is a Nautilus. It's a green fish-shaped vehicle? Wow. They're just like making a lot of connections and showing a lot of love to the Rare games, which is cool.
A Nautilus. What's even more nutty about this area is this balloon. It has bare paw prints on it, which, sure, might be totally unremarkable to the normies out there, but to the freaks like me who played through DKC 3 back in the day, this means something. The Brothers Bear played a vital role in the game, as in, you were not getting to the end of it with...
I definitely didn't play through these games. I had the first one when I was little, Donkey Kong Country, and that game was like so hard. I was little. I didn't get like too far. Still, that game is like very hard. But maybe at some point I'll like play through those games. I have like a little YouTube clip. I was like playing that game like 2 years ago.
Without bringing a present from Blizzard Bear to Blue Bear. Then when Blue Bear opens it, he finds it's a bowling ball. It's a little too heavy. He doesn't like it. You have to bring it over to Bazooka Bear so that he can shoot you through a cannon to get to the Banana Bird cave that's hanging, at the top of the map there. And look, man, I don't know what to tell you. Donkey Kong Country 3 is weird. Here's the thing, though. These guys are hilarious. Surely the most criminally underrepresented Donkey Kong character. Here's the thing, though. These guys are hilarious. Look, man, I don't know what to hang it over to Bazooka Bear.
What is
so
this
that he can shoot
picture?
you through a cannon to get to the Banana Bird cave that's hanging, at the top of the map there. And look, man, I don't know what to tell you. Donkey Kong Country 3.
Why is there an N64 here with these characters are from the Super Nintendo game? I don't know. This picture is confusing.
Is weird. Here's the thing, though. These guys are hilarious. Surely the most criminally underrepresented Donkey Kong characters. I guess Banjo sort of stole the spotlight from them, but their designs are peak rare, if you ask me. I swear if any of these bears are in this game, I'm gonna freak out.
I was thinking about
Just a cheeky
Banjo.
little Easter egg or a significant part of the story only time will tell. But even so, it's remarkable because these guys have been MIA for decades. And would you look at that, folks? After all these little nods to DKC 3 and the Bears, we find Nintendo is doing NSO icons for the same game that's been referenced in the main demo area of Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm finding that a little curious.
Really?
Curious with a K, that is.
Honestly, I haven't seen this attention to detail and world building in any other Nintendo game.
They rarely care about this stuff to the point where they make up non-canon prequels to games and throw out major elements in sequels. The gameplay comes first.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm fine with that. But this game is just built different.
They're like
We have moved on
outsourcing the
cities,
story
northern
of
Chromosphere, DK
Zelda.
Isle was mentioned in the opening cutscene. The world of Donkey Kong has never felt so connected. They're bringing so many rare elements back to the table, like the recent Nintendo Today app reveal. They have DK making a bunch of goofy faces, and what's that music I hear? It's Rambi's theme from DK64
Yeah,
playing
I've
in the
heard that
background.
a bunch of
This
times.
is a deep cut. Even Grant Kirkhope forgot it was in the game.
How old is this video?
He wrote the song.
Because we've seen Rambi at this point. We've seen Rambi and
This game is
Diddy
going to
and
be stuffed to the
Dixie.
gills with Easter eggs, fan service, and genuine lore and world building.
I don't know how exactly it all fits together.
It's crazy how
My best
like
guess is
Mario
that while
Kart
DK
World is
in the
out
lagoon,
and I
he's
could play
below
that,
the
but I'm
northern
just like
hemisphere. But we don't
obsessing
necessarily know if
over
the
this
progression
game.
in this
I
is just
think this
DK
game is
traveling
like
directly down, or if
it's like a
there's some sort
3D
of hollow earth
platformer.
thing below the surface.
I'm
Oh,
even loving the
different.
way it connects with Mario.
Silica Kong 20XX commented that the monkeys in the lagoon look very similar to these chimps from Mario Galaxy 2, and that's a deep cut, ladies and gentlemen. They got the monkey from
That
Mario
is
Galaxy
true.
2. Kind of funny considering they were at one point thinking about putting Donkey Kong in that game. So I don't know. The Cremometer is reading at about 99%.
At this point, I would be shocked if King K. Rool wasn't in the game. I also think we could put our worries to bed about whether this game will abandon DK's history or not.
It's shaping up to be the most
But with all the stuff Nintendo is showing about this game, like there's like hours. There's hours of gameplay that they showed themselves. And then like if you go to a kiosk, I haven't done this, but if you go to like not a kiosk, you go to like a Target, a Walmart, a store that has a Nintendo Switch setup, you can play like a demo for Donkey Kong Bonanza. And I haven't done that, but now there's footage online of people doing that, and they're just like scouring through the game, playing it all, playing everything you can. But at this point, with everything Nintendo's shown about this game, I feel like they should have shown K. Rool at this point. Like, they're showing this much of the
Now,
game.
connected version of DK's world we've seen since the days of Donkey Kong Country. Who knows? Maybe they'll even reference an Anab in the game, or let you punch the moon back into the planet.
The sky's the limit with what this game seems to be cooking, and I couldn't wait to see more.
That was like a spoiler of... I already had
Wind
that
Waker
spoiler.
is getting more broken. You can now beat all of Earth Temple in just 2 minutes, and we can perform one of the hardest glitches in the game completely for free. And it's all thanks to this. That's right. After just 2 weeks...
There's
Don't
that
y'all just
squirt
love
in
when
this-
we wake up to
this-
some really
this-
freaking good news? That is what happened today, because Square Enix had a shareholders meeting and they talked about the success of Clear Obscure Expedition 33, as well as the success of turn-based games and what that means for their future.
Oh,
and I do want to talk all
God.
about that today, and I definitely do.
That's
think so,
exciting.
as I'm trying my hardest to level up this year, and your help has helped me so much. I only have about 500 subs as of
I mean,
today.
me, I still prefer Final Fantasy VII to the remake. So, more like turn-based type. I like turn-based. Here's two things that like most people hate, and I like. I mean, I need to be in the mood for it, but like I've been playing like a lot of RPGs, not like recent, like past year. But two things I really like, if I'm in the mood for it, is turn-based and random encounters. I like random encounters. A lot of people hate them. They don't want them. They want to like see the enemy and like make a choice to attack them or not. I like random encounters more than that. It's just like something about it, you know? Like you could find any enemy through that. Another thing about like turn-based is I think it like tells like a different story. I feel like it's like the story of a turn-based game is like better than like an action-based game.
Left to go before I get that plaque. Thank you so much for that, really from the bottom of my heart. It's really just absolutely amazing.
Expedition 33 though, it seems like a very, like I only played it a little bit. It seems like a very like active game. It looks like exactly like Persona though, like Persona 5, but there's like a parry system. It seems pretty active, but it is turn-based.
I know it's going to be happening any freaking day now. It's just crazy. So if y'all can help me out.
Like, I've been playing like the Dragon Quest series. That game's like completely turn-based. There's no action at all. There's no like the next Dragon Quest game, apparently, Dragon Quest, what is it, 12? The one coming out is supposed to be like more active, more like action-based. Apparently. Dude, he's fighting a Master Tomberry. Yeah, Dragon Quest, there's like no like you have to hit a button at a certain time. There's nothing like that. For most of the games. I think all of the games maybe. I don't know. If I'm in the mood for that, I like that. I enjoy it. I enjoy like the random like I was playing the Dragon Quest 8. I was liking this game. Journey of the Cursed King on PS2, and also Dragon Quest 11. Just like completely turn-based, but this game didn't have random encounters. This game had random encounters, and I don't know, I like it. I like them.
Yeah, with that, and be one of those 500.
A lot of people
I
hate
would
'em.
greatly appreciate it.
I'm really not with the popular opinion. Like most of the time, I don't have the same opinion as most people.
So, whenever asked about Clair Obscur Expedition 33's success, Square Enix says that turn-based RPGs is its origin as well as its.
I just got like chills, dude. That is so cool. Dude, like I'm saying, my opinion is not the popular opinion. Final Fantasy 13. This is like one of my favorite games. Not one of my favorite games, but I love this game. I love Final Fantasy 13. And it's like an active time battle system. It's like it's like turn-based, but there's this paradigm shift system where like you could either be a healer or like a tank or a DPS person, and you're like switching systems, but you're also like auto attack. I don't know. I think this game is really good. I played the sequels and I could not get into them. I tried them. Didn't like them. It's just like problems with like the sequel, Final Fantasy 13-2. It's kind of like you're going through a menu to play the game. I didn't really like that. I didn't beat it, but that's like part of why. 13, I beat this game. I think this was the first Final Fantasy game I beat. And it's like completely linear. It's very linear. There's an open world section where you're just like running around this open area, but even that is linear. Like you need to do like missions in order, but I don't care. I don't care if it's like a hallway simulator, like you walk down, like if it's fun, it was fun. I thought it was fun. I like linear.
Future. So yeah, they said the turn-based RPG genre is still one that they highly value and that they have plans for, despite Final Fantasy's more action-oriented direction as of late. This again comes from the latest shareholders meeting. So they talked. So one of the questions they went ahead.
This guy
and
likes
brought up, they
Dragon
said,
Quest, so yeah, he likes.
JRPG is visually quite modern. The gameplay does take inspiration from the older Final Fantasy titles, mostly because of the turn-based turn-based gameplay, which is in stark contrast to Final Fantasy 16. And as we all know, Final Fantasy 16 didn't exactly, smash the sales record books or anything like that, like they did hope for. And we also know that taking Final Fantasy 7 and taking that from a turn-based game, chopping it up into 3 different parts, and then turning that into action, didn't exactly lead to smashing sales either.
No, it didn't.
Remake sold quite well, but
didn't lead to me liking it.
Kind of like lost like 1 million or so people, and then we have part 3 still coming up, which we know will be action. But something tells me that since they've done this, since they've taken that beloved classic and...
So they have a mode where you can do classic mode, but it's just like not the same, and it doesn't feel right. It's like, it's just like an option.
Chopped up into
like the action base is like the main game.
Modified the story, and they went ahead and they changed the gameplay and all that, and then it didn't exactly, light up the sales charts. That more than likely Square is going to be revisiting that decision if they do any other, remakes. Final Fantasy 9. Just saying.
Oh.
But we also
this has been rumored. Final Fantasy 9 remake. I definitely want to play that. I was playing through Final Fantasy 9.
We don't know, but we can say that Final Fantasy 9 is the most classic game that they have in their series, and it harkens back to the old days, so them taking that action would just be insanity. That would just be crazy. So Square Enix did respond to this, and they said that they are well aware of Clear Obscure Expedition 33's success, and they view turn-based RPGs as the origin of Square Enix. And the developer also says that humble turn-based RPGs is still one that it values, and it plans to deliver in the future.
This is the shitty part, right? Is like, you see Clair Obscur Expedition 33, it's like this over-the-top, like crazy turn-based game, which is cool, but it's something you don't see. Like, you look at Square Enix, like the ones who like created all these crazy RPGs, and they're making like, I mean, besides Dragon Quest is like turn-based, traditional turn-based. That's one thing I really like about it. But I've never beaten a Dragon Quest game. I just like started getting into it like this year, last year. But like, if you look at like Square Enix, like making turn-based games, they're making like Octopath Traveler 2. They're making them like less important and like worse graphics. And I realized this like recently. I feel like this, it definitely is. You can tell with like the sounds and like how it is. Octopath Traveler is like a spiritual successor to like Bravely Default. I just realized playing, I didn't play it too much, but I started playing this game. But like, you have Expedition 33, which is like over the top, like it's like everything a modern game is, like good graphics, like cutscenes, whatever. It's still indie, and you can tell it's like an indie game, but they're like saying like this is like a full-fledged game that's also turn-based, and Square Enix has not been doing that, specifically like because of the West, because like people in the United States don't want that. I do. I like that. Like, I'm a Nintendo. I realized that like Nintendo, and I'd say Sony too, is there's like some Xbox RPGs too. Like I was getting into like some Xbox 360 RPGs. When I was playing, it was like Blue Dragon. It's like Eternal Sonata. There's some Xbox 360 RPGs. Dragon Age I didn't like. Tales of Vesperia was one of them. But like Sony, like Nintendo, there's like a lot of turn-based. And I like that. I like turn-based. I don't mind turn-based. I don't know if I'm a big like tactical turn-based fan. Like, it's alright. I don't like hate it. I've never like beaten a Fire Emblem game or anything. Like, when I look at like Baldur's Gate 3, that's how I see it. It's like a tactical turn-based RPG. But like Lost Odyssey was one of them. But basically, what he's saying and what I'm thinking is like, you can look at Expedition 33, or Square Enix can, and say like, oh, like there is a market in the West, in America, in the United States for like people who want this. Because you look at like the HD 2D, this was like the last turn-based RPG they made, was like Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D. That was like the last, I'm pretty sure this was like the last turn-based game that Square Enix made. And I'm not saying it's a bad game, it's a good game. But it's like, look at it, it's like a, they don't care as much about these games. Or else it would look like Rebirth. It would look like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which it doesn't. It looks like, it's like HD 2D. It's like less resources, smaller team probably. Less resources are put into this because they think like people don't care about these as much. So maybe now like they'll care more about them.
Final Fantasy. I got the very first one back on the NES whenever I was in 3rd grade, and I've been hooked ever since. And Final Fantasy 1 through 10 was, you know, all turn-based. And then they went a little bit experimental with Final Fantasy 12, with the Gambit system. MMOs were big at the time and all that. I was playing EverQuest at the time, you know, so they kind of like did like their little spin on it or whatever.
Final Fantasy 12 is kind of like,
in their take.
it's kind of like an MMO style game.
And I enjoyed 12. 13 came around, that went back to turn-based. Then 13.3 came out, which was really more action. Then 15 came out, which actually did really well in sales, but not a lot of people liked it. Then 16 came out, and everybody's like, what is going on? This is more like Devil May Cry. But then, after that, Square Enix came out and they said, you know what? Final Fantasy doesn't follow the trends, they set the trend. So they were saying, you know what, 16 is a trend setter. We're going to set this trend, and we're going to have all these other RPGs follow our lead. And maybe
really, like, what they're trying to do is appeal to the Western audience. They're trying to appeal to people in America who like not me, they like the majority of people, they want to play like action-based games. Not me. Like, I don't care. I like turn-based. I guess it depends on the game, the type of game and stuff. But yeah, they should stop trying to like appeal to, like, I guess that's what you do in general, is you try to appeal to your market. You try to appeal, but that's like the reason why it's so action based. They're trying to appeal to.
That was the case back in the day, but how's that working out for you, Square Enix? Because, you know, since Final Fantasy 16 set the trend with their action-based combat, we have had Expedition 33, smashing success. We've had Baldur's Gate 3, turn-based.
Expedition 33, like, you hear about it all the time, but I'm wondering, like, how many copies did so? 3.3. That's not that crazy, right? That's like a lot less than I thought. I mean, that's amazing for an indie game, sure. But that's not like that crazy. I think it's weird that like this is the first turn-based game that people are playing. It's like, This game looks a lot like Persona. Like, why don't you play Persona?
Incredibly successful. Metaphor
I think it's cool. I think it's cool that people are
that one game of the year for me.
people are liking like a turn-based game because I like turn-based games.
As well as a lot of other people were saying that that's like the game of the year last year. And then, of course, you can't discount Persona 5. And we also know that Sega leaked some sales data recently from some of their games and everything. And you know what their best selling?
God, yeah. Persona 3 Reload did worse than Expedition 33. I think. I don't know. Is that like current? I don't think that's good. Sold 1 million copies worldwide. I didn't expect this game to do like so amazing, but I definitely didn't buy it when I released.
Yakuza games
I
were.
did not, though.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it wasn't the action-based ones. Yeah, Yakuza Like a Dragon and Yakuza Infinite Wealth actually sold a whole lot more than Like a Dragon, the man who forgot his name or can't remember his name or whatever that one was.
So the first Yakuza was completely action-based, but I liked it. I really liked that game. I feel like I got... No, I liked it. I liked it like throughout the game, I think. Because at a certain point, maybe I was getting like a little bored of the combat, but then I started like getting weapons and like using weapons more. I thought it was a good game.
As well as Pirate Yakuza. Yeah, so the two turn-based ones sold much better than the two action ones. So, I mean, if that doesn't kind of like send the message home, I don't know what will.
Maybe it's like part of it is because Square Enix is making these action games and people are like, what the fuck? Like, why aren't you making turn-based games? And that's like part of the reason why people want turn-based games. I don't know.
Also know that other turn-based RPGs by Square Enix have been very successful. Octopath Traveler, Triangle Strategy.
I'm also not saying they're bad. I think Final Fantasy 16 could be a really good game. I haven't played it too much. I didn't get bored of it or anything. I just haven't played it yet. Thought it was fun at first. I don't think it, like, just because it's action based, it's still like a Final Fantasy game. You know, like Final Fantasy 15. I think that game's really good. I really like. I never beat it, but I'm pretty far.
Bravely Default, and then last year they came out and they said, you know what, one console
like 100
game
hours or
in
something.
particular sold above expectations, and you know that that's saying a lot because normally Square Enix's expectations for sales are like through the freaking roof. And you know what game that was that sold above expectations?
You know, it's a good example of like a Western turn-based RPG. South Park, The Stupid Truth. This was a good turn-based game. 2014. $5 million copies. So what game has the most copies? Like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had like 84 million or something. It's Minecraft, right? Yeah, 300. I don't think, like, this list, I think, is very flawed. Like, saying that Minecraft is the best game, I think, is very stupid and, like, that's not right. I don't think that's right. Wii Sports shouldn't be on here either. Because when I bought Minecraft, it was $20. Like, I think the price should matter in this equation. Like, Grand Theft Auto 5 should be the best-selling game of all time. Because that game came out as, like, a retail game. Like, for the most part, you expect games to be, like, $60. Or I mean, today they're like $70. They're going on like $80 for Mario Kart World. But like Minecraft, I bought when it was in the beta. How much is Minecraft? Like, I don't think this counts. It's $30. So like, I think you should like take this into account. Like, okay, so Minecraft selling 350 million copies. I'm not saying it's not impressive. It is, but like they sold at like $20 each. So like when I bought it was $20. $26. Both of them is for 40. Usually $20. Like, huh? How are you gonna put this like at the same as like a normal game? Arcs, why is this so high? Who plays this game? Ark Survival Evolved is one of the most best-selling games of all time. What the hell? Like Pokemon Red and Blue, that makes sense. Mario Kart Worlds, that makes sense. Or Mario Kart 8, that makes sense. PUBG Battlegrounds, that doesn't really... I don't really get that. Red Dead Redemption 2, whoa, 74 million. The Sims, Terraria. Like, how are you gonna put Terraria on the same list? It's like a $10 game. I think it's like a very like wrong list at that point, because like you take Minecraft times this by, I'm gonna say 25, because I think you could buy this game for like $20 to $30. And also, just as an example, I'm pretty sure I own Minecraft on the Switch. I own Minecraft on the PS4. I own Minecraft on PC. Like 3 separate purchases from one person that all equal $60. Right? They're like $20 each. So times this by 25. This is like $8.7 billion. Right? And then look at GTA. I mean, the price does go down. So GTA 5 price. But Minecraft started at $20. Can be like $15. Yeah, so that's also not, maybe Mario Kart 8 is the highest, is like the highest grossing game sold of all time then. Because GTA 5 went down in value. Look at Mario Kart 8. What's the price on this? Okay. It's like what is this? $35,000. I was gonna say it's $60 still. I thought it was, yeah, it's still $60. Look. Nintendo is selling it $60. So what I'm saying is like all of these sales were $60. Or like most of them. Ark Survival Evolved. Who the hell plays this? I played this. I'm pretty sure I got this game for free and I like launched it. It was like the jankiest, messiest, weirdest game ever. And I was like, I could not figure out what to do. It was like with Minecraft, how like you need to like figure out how to punch a tree to like get wood and then like start crafting and stuff. Ark Survival Evolved, I never got to that moment where like I figured something. I was just like walking around with no inventory, no idea what's going on. There's like a dinosaur. I'm like, what do I do? What is going on? I just like closed it and never opened it again. Price. It can be from $4 to $15. So again, I don't think this counts. And are they counting like when they give away the game for free? Because that's how I got it. Just like a free thing. Okay, so like that was like $8.7 billion from Minecraft. 215. Let's just say that GTA 5 cost $60, even though this is not accurate. That's like $12 billion. That's like double. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you're selling your game for cheaper. I don't think it should be up here on the list. I mean, it is a list of copies sold. Maybe there's like a highest grossing games of all time, right? Space Invaders. Space Invaders, Pac-Man, okay, Dungeon Fighter, Fortnite. Okay, this is a much different list. World of Warcraft, Candy Crush Saga. This is much different. Whoa. Wii Sports, Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact has like $7 billion selling characters. Alright, I'm gonna end it. I think I will play that game tomorrow. Alright. Maybe I should finish. Should I finish this video? It's like almost over.
Dragon Quest III HD 2D, a remake of an NES game that originally came out in 1989 in Japan, sold above expectations in 2025. So if that doesn't say, you know, that turn-based is here to stay, I don't know what is. And I've got to say this as well. For those of you who are lamenting Square Enix and the death of turn-based RPGs and things like that, you know, I just rattled off a whole bunch of turn-based RPGs, but you know, Square, maybe Final Fantasy isn't going the turn-based route like we want it to, but turn-based is still here, and Square Enix is still putting out turn-based games like the Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake, Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince, the upcoming Dragon Quest 1 and 2,
that game is
Fantasia, the Octopath series, the Bravely series, and let's not forget the Saga series. We had 4
What is Fantasia? Sounds cool. JRPG of two halves.
In years, Fantasian would be the lost JRPG for me. A lot of thoughts about this, so much detail everywhere.
See, again,
as I mentioned,
you're not getting the same quality as like Rebirth, but it's
well designed, with each having their own
it's like turn-based games are not given love. They're just not.
Saga games. Just in the last, like, what, year or so, we had Saga Frontier 2.
They're like not valid
Revenge of the Seven, like
in Square Enix's eyes. They're just like make them all action. Imagine Final Fantasy VII was all turn-based. That would just feel weird. I feel like all this like crazy graphics for turn-based. I don't know.
Best remakes I've ever played. It's up there with like the Trials of Mana remake, y'all. It is insanely freaking good. And then we also had Saga Emerald Beyond.
I don't like the Trials of Mana.
With Final Fantasy 17, you know that there are still some
I did start playing what is it called? Something of Mana. Visions of Mana I started playing. It was pretty cool. This is another hack and slash, though. It's another hack and slash. That's probably why Expedition 33 is successful, because Square Enix like basically turned their back on turn-based games. They stopped. They gave them no love, and then
RPGs coming out by Square,
people
which is
want them,
just
I guess.
fantastic. But this all really just does beg the question: what will Final Fantasy 17 be like? Are they going to stay this action course, or are they going to lean back into their history
Imagine.
and, you know, do another turn-based game? To me, I personally think, or maybe it's not what I think, it's just really what I want.
So
you know, I would.
you used in like, let's say when I was little, right? When I was little, I loved Super Mario, or what is it? Paper Mario. I loved Paper Mario. This was a turn-based game with action elements. And you could say like Clair Obscur, Expedition 33 is like similar, you know, you're like parrying, you're dodging. The aiming thing seems like a lot of Persona inspiration there. I haven't played the game too much, only a little bit. But like when I was little and like years like throughout my life, I thought there was like a severe lack of like that style of game. Like another example is Legend of Dragoon on PlayStation. Right, these were turn-based games where like you need to like input a button command when you're attacking or something. Same thing with like Paper Mario. You need to like hit a button at the right time, or like dodge at the right time. You need to block at the right time. But it's a turn-based game. I thought that was like the coolest style of game. I mean, not the coolest, but I thought it was really cool, and I liked games like that. And I wanted turn-based games with that, with like something you need to do. Like you need to, in Paper Mario, you need to like hold left on the control stick to like charge up the hammer or something. I thought that was really cool. I really liked that. But now, today, it's like the opposite. It's like we have that. We have this style of game. You look at Expedition 33, that is what it is. But we are lacking in just like turn-based game. Like nobody wants to make like a completely like, that's why I think like Dragon Quest 11 is so cool, because it's like just like traditional complete turn-based, like there's no action commands at all. Like there's none of that. There's skills, there's like spells, there's stuff like that, but it's like all turn-based.
Final Fantasy game, an HD 2D AAA Final Fantasy game. Think about the world map of Final Fantasy VI, Mode 7, that HD 2D goodness. You know, I would love to see that. The turn-based battling system, I think that would be absolutely fantastic. HD 2D has been doing really, really, really well for them. It's something that they actually...
Is this Chrono Trigger? Someone made an HD 2D Chrono Trigger? This looks a lot better. Imagine like an HD 2D game, but you're in the 3D space. That would be cool, I guess. I mean, I don't like the HD 2D at all. I think they should never have done that. When I saw like Octopath Traveler for the first time, I was like, what the fuck, dude? Why are you doing that?
Pioneered, they set that trend, and that's the trend that people are following. That's the trend that people want, that old school HD 2D. the other trend that they set with Devil May Cry Final Fantasy 16 isn't exactly being followed, so I don't know what the future has in store for us, but hopefully it is more turn-based RPGs, or at least Final Fantasy going back to its roots. But now I want to hear from y'all. What do you feel about this news? Do you think this is good or bad? What do you think Final Fantasy 17 has in store
That
for us?
would be a
And we all
crazy
know after
risk,
this,
right?
Dragon Quest 12, yeah, it's going adult, but it's not going to be action. It's definitely going to be turn-based. And that's just great. So let me know how you think about this in the comments.
Like, imagine... Okay, Dragon Quest 11 copies sold. How about that? 8.5. This was a good selling game. And I think if you want a traditional JRPG, turn-based JRPG, I don't know though, because like this even is like normie. This is like basic game. So I'm probably wrong, but I think today, if you want like a traditional turn-based RPG, like not even like button commands or like blocking, parrying, this and that, I think this is like the best example of that type of game that you're gonna get today. I don't know, though there might be, but like when I was like really into like like turn-based RPGs this year, I realized that like what are like the best consoles to play them on. It's like the DS and like the 3DS, because like on the like Dragon Quest games are all like traditional turn-based RPGs. They're like, they all got, most of them got like remade on the DS, and it's like really nice, really good. Remade on the DS, remade on the 3DS. So if you just look at like RPGs on the DS, it's like crazy. There's so many good RPGs on 3DS, on the DS and 3DS. Because I was like looking like where to play these games, and that's just what I found. Best console to Nintendo Switch. Yeah, probably. It felt like it's actually like the Nintendo DS though. Because like you look at like Dragon Quest on DS. You got like Dragon Quest 6, Dragon Quest 5, Dragon Quest 9, Monsters. You got Dragon Quest 8 on there. You got like all of these games were remade for the DS. These are all turn-based RPGs. You also got like Final Fantasy DS. You also got like Final Fantasy 3 on the DS. You got Final Fantasy 4 on the DS. These are all turn-based games. Final Fantasy Echoes of Time. I don't know. I've never heard of this. What is this? Oh, Crystal Chronicles. Revenant Wings was made on the DS. Like, the DS has a lot of turn-based RPGs. Like, a lot. And then, like, 3DS also has more, I'm pretty sure. Final Fantasy Explorers. Dragon Quest. I mean, these are the big ones by Square Enix. Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. You got Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy, or no, Dragon Quest 8, Dragon Quest 7. Yeah, I don't know. That would be like such a risky move. Imagine like they just created like this new next gen Final Fantasy is like they put all of their resources into like a turn-based game. That'd be crazy. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. All right. I think. Oh. Are you Walter White? Yes. I gotta ban you for that name. What the? How do you have that name?